Hey guys, me again. Um, I was told I need to come up with a YouTube name. I didn't know that was a thing. So right now it's really probably pretty boring and just my first and last name. But if you guys have ideas of what my YouTube name should be, um, send me an email, let me know. Anyway, so we're on the last section of our textbook, which is stability and change, starting on page 128. So let's get started. Stability and change. 127 through 130. There's a nice little video on page 127 to get you started if you go to that link from your textbook. But let's talk about preserving ecosystem services. For example, what are ecosystem services? Here we go. Ecosystem services are positive benefits that ecosystems provide to people. Okay, so these are things like they give us clean drinking water and timber to build homes and different buildings that are needed, plants that can be used for medicine, etc. So things that can positively benefit us that we use from the ecosystem are ecosystem services, the way they are serving us. These are important because they help us to regulate flooding, soil erosion, forest fires, and water pollution. These services provide us with fun things to do that unfortunately right now we don't get to because of the coronavirus. I know we're all probably hating the coronavirus right now. I am for sure. Anyway, the ecosystem services provide us with outdoor recreation activities like snowboarding, skiing. Let's see, what else does our textbook list here? Hiking, boating. I'm excited for boating this summer. So those are ecosystem services. Now humans have an impact on the ecosystem. Like you can see in this picture, there is a big human impact in the oceans by how we discard our trash. So this can affect how an ecosystem functions. Scientists and engineers continually study ecosystems to understand things that we can do to preserve ecosystems, so that we can benefit from their services but not destroy the ecosystem at the same time. This is a big problem that is currently undergoing, of how to clean our oceans so that we can benefit from our oceans by getting fishing and getting food from them, using them for surfing or scuba diving, different things like that. It's not fun to scuba dive in a bunch of trash or snorkel for sure, because I did it when I was in Indonesia and it sucked. So preserving those and thinking about how you impact the environment is really, really, really important. Invasive species we've talked about. They are species that are not native to that ecosystem, and by them being introduced to the ecosystem they can harm it. So you can see here it harms how humans can use it by causing problems to our boats, but also check this poor little lobster out covered in quagga mussels. So they invade an ecosystem and they, remember, are really good at competing and getting the resources they need, and they outcompete a lot of the native species to areas. So quagga mussels are problems in different Utah lakes, and you may have been affected by this when you go to a lake to go boating or something. They have you fill out a form to make sure that you have fully cleaned your equipment so you're not spreading this invasive species into different lakes in Utah. Also, something that affects ecosystems is population growth of humans in urban areas like cities. So this is a picture of Salt Lake City. When we build and have a higher population. We're driving around, we've got factories running, it pollutes our air. And so our air quality becomes a concern the higher the population gets. Something nice that has come from the coronavirus is because people have been inside and factories and things have been shut down, air quality in a lot of areas where it's been bad has improved. So there's a positive on this whole virus thing. Anyway, winter inversion happens in Utah, in Salt Lake area mostly, every year. And this is when air becomes trapped in the valleys, and you can see it doesn't really look very clean. It's got all the pollutants trapped in that area, and it can cause the quality of air to go down. And some areas, when the air quality reaches certain points, it's a danger level, and they have to stay inside because of it. So we want to watch our use of different things so we can carpool instead, and that cuts down on some pollution. So your assignment for this section is to read pages, whoops, I turned way too far in my textbook, pages 128 through 130. And then you're going to answer focus questions on page 131. And then we've got our putting it together on page 132. And it looks like this. And it says, in 1959, a railroad causeway was built in the middle of the Great Salt Lake, and it cut the lakes into two different lakes. The south arm of the lake gets fresh water from Bear Weber and Jordan Rivers. It stayed green. However, the north arm turned pink because of high salinity. The change in the salinity caused the brine shrimp population to decrease in the lake. Utah is one of the top shrimp providers to the world, and shrimp provides food resources to migrating birds. In December of 2017, a breach was built to provide water flow between the north and south arm. So based off of that evidence, evaluate and rewrite a solution. So write how you could solve this problem of one side flourishing and one side being cut off and having a salt problem. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. That finishes up our textbook. And so then we'll be getting into our packets shortly after. Good luck, and let me know if you have questions. Miss you guys.